that down, let's go into this, shall we? Bad Boys, Bad Boys. Went to go see the new Bad Boys Ride or Die. They really did blow it. They called the last one Bad Boys 4 Life.
Mm-hmm.
That totally should have been the name of this one, being the
Boo-hiss.
fourth film. They blew it, but whatever. I am not, I've said this before to give you a little bit of context. I'm not the world's biggest Bad Boys fan. Like, I like the first two Bad Boys, like everybody, but I don't find them to be like all-time classics the way a lot of my friends do. But I enjoy them. Then the last one, Bad Boys for Life, actually ended up being my favorite. I had such a good time with that movie. I thought it was really good. So I've been very excited to go and see Bad Boys Ride or Die. And I'll let you know one of the things I said in my open spoiler review, or not my open spoiler review, but my out of the theater reaction last night was this. The first act, I thought, oh no, this movie sucks.
Oh.
It was like just way overly silly, and the jokes didn't land, and they get a bit into supernatural, and it just felt forced. And I don't know what it was, but the first act of the film wasn't working for me. And I'm sitting there in the theater, and I remember about like 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh man, this sucks that I don't like this one because I loved the last one. That's too bad. Oh well. It's only going to be about another hour and 15 minutes. I'll just hang in there and wait for this piece of garbage to finish. But then John Sally shows up. And it's not because of John Sally, don't get me wrong. But there's the scene that John Sally comes in, and I only mention him because it's not him that does it, but it marks a moment in the film that everything changed. Like they just changed gears. They flipped a switch at this one moment in the film for me. Because at that moment of the film, near the end of the first act, the film starts getting better and better and better. The jokes start landing. The action feels more intense. The editing definitely gets better because the editing in the first act, something very choppy about it, did not feel smooth. The editing started getting better. The story started flowing much better. I started getting much more invested into what was going on. And it just got better and better and better and better that by the time this movie ended, it crescendoed. And I was like, yes. I still think that the last one, Bad Boys for Life, is still a little bit of a better film. But by the end of this movie, I'd come out with a big smile on my face. I had a great time with it. The action was top notch. The jokes got really good. There definitely was. Everybody said there was going to be, and there was. There's a Will Smith slap thing in it that worked in the context of the movie. I don't think it worked as a meta commentary at all. But as a joke in the movie, it worked. And listen, I thought Will Smith was great in it. Lawrence was great in it. The supporting cast is really good in it. I think one of the villains is Mr. Fantastic from the previous Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, dang. Okay.
What I've never Eon.
Yeah, he has like such a hard
Grutherfield.
Names,
I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Ioniama.
It's Welsh, so it's all consonants.
Whatever. I like him though.
Yeah.
I like him. Grufford. But yeah, anyway, but I do like him. I think he's good. And yeah, it was exciting and fun and a little bit of an eye roll from me at the very ending. It's like, would they actually do that? But whatever. I put that aside. There is a great moment. If you guys remember from the last movie, you know that Lawrence's character now has a son-in-law. Oh, he might steal the movie.
Oh.
Really? Because in the trailers, they don't play it like that.
Nope. No,
Wow.
they do not. And it's like, yeah, so what started off as a pretty missed opportunity to me, and I thought, well, they went a little bit one too far with the Bad Boys, turned in the second and third act and became a really fun, enjoyable film. So I had a great time with it. Ray, you were there with me. You slept through the first 15, 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
That's
actually had to nudge him
shocking.
It was because
his snoring started to get
it was
loud.
because I was a little lost. I
You
mean,
were also bored.
well, yeah, it like the first part was just like they're doing like we've seen this before, like a lot of stuff. I mean, I love when Will Smith and Martin Lawrence do work together.
Yeah.
They always they have good chemistry. Martin Lawrence, let's say 85% of the time, I laughed, but then that 15% was I was like, it's a little too much now. It's a little too much,
Yeah, like,
and it
in
happened.
the first act. It was just
Yeah,
too
I was
over the
like,
top. Yeah.
man, like it's too much Martin Lawrence. But overall, I laughed more at his stuff than not laughed. Anyways, but the back end of this film, it actually was. I was up off my seat. I thought the action was so good. It's. I thought it was over, this franchise. I had Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2. I didn't watch the last one because I was like, oh, this is not my thing anymore. I don't want to watch anymore because the first two were really good to me. But now, after seeing this one, I actually want to go back and watch the last one because there's so many things that I was asking about after the film. Like,
Oh yeah, there's so much you would have had no clue about. 'Cause you
yeah,
didn't see the
I
last
didn't know
film.
Will Smith had a son.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start making a rule for you that when we have a sequel coming out, you
But-
have to go back
but-
and watch the first one.
Aha,
But the
new
thing is,
rule.
usually the case is usually like I don't feel like watching something, but when I know I like something, like what I actually do feel like going back and watching the previous. So this film did it for me. That's how much I liked it. I actually feel like going back and watching the last one. So I give it a thumbs up.
By the way, the guy from Vikings, the show Vikings, the guy who plays Bjorn Ironside, he's great in this movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Him and the
Vanessa-
Filipino girl, Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was her.
They're great in it as well. Again, I had a really fun time. So if you do go to see it and you're in the first 20, 30 minutes and you're going, what's Campea talking about? This isn't that good. Trust me, hang in there. Because when John Sally shows up, things start happening and it just, everything about the movie just gets tighter and better. A couple cool cameos too.
Yeah.
A couple of cool little surprise cameos, which is all right. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. When they arrived at our house, my wife Ann loved the feel of them so much, she couldn't even wait for me to get home to put them on our bed. Miracle Made has self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. Miracle Sheets also have incredible comfort and quality. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to TryMiracle, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to TryMiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on Bad Boys for Life. If you get a chance, or I should say Bad Boys Ride or Die, should have been called For Life. Did you have a chance to see it? If you did, what did you think about it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.